Welcome back to OurMFC. Now, the beady-eyed amongst you may have noticed we're a man down here. It's just me and Matty today. If you've noticed that from Spotify, fair play to you. Very impressive work. Before we get into it, just how you doing, Matty?
I'm doing all right, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Done a 6-hour drive today, and I've got a cold, so. But
obviously a man down, but we'll make it work.
We
He's enjoying a barbecue. Bless him.
Hey,
we've got to give him a week off. He does a lot.
Yeah, we'll allow. I mean, it's not that we can allow it.
As long as I'm saved a hot dog, that's the only clause in the contract. But
yeah, just probably leave it for me. Thanks, Jordan. I'm a vegan, so let's. Anywho, enough about my dietary requirements. Let's talk about the Cardiff game. For starters. So, Matty, what are your thoughts on the 2-0 home win against Cardiff?
Well, we all know it was one of those games where we looked at it and we were. I think a lot of people were thinking, because it was that game in hand that we had, we needed to put in a show, get a good win. A lot of people were quite nervous before the kick-off. I think a lot of people were thinking, are we going to bottle it? Are we going to let fall at the final hurdle, so to speak? But we didn't. We came out 2-0 winners in what was a must-win situation. We obviously keep the pressure on Sheffield United and Luton, etc. And it was just one of those games where we needed to win and we pulled it off. So we're still in it. Yeah.
I mean, a bit of luck involved in the game.
No, of course.
I mean, not to be cliche, but sometimes you need a bit of luck, as they say. And we certainly got it with the second goal. I mean, Riley McGree, 2-2 for him. My favourite part was the celebration, which probably best described as flamboyant, I would say.
That's one way to put it, yeah.
Looks like he's having a great time. So, everyone on the McGree train. I mean, his influence on the side is certainly growing. And we've discussed about how we rate him quite highly.
So, brings a lot by the looks of him. I know we've only seen him very briefly, not as much as we could, but looking at the way he's performing, he's putting some great performances recently. Obviously, we've got him. He's going to be crucial for next season, no matter what league we end up in.
Yeah.
Whether we end up staying or whether we go up, he's going to be a crucial player. And I think he's just bringing a lot of positivity to the side and the fans at the moment. The fans are certainly rating him. So.
I couldn't agree more. Speaking of, positivity and players that the fans are rating, Tav, cracking finish.
Yep, exceptional.
I'm going to keep pushing that agenda. I've been pushing it from before it's popular. So, he's got nine goal involvements now this season. I mean, should have more based on expected assists, but let down by poor finishing, which to the surprise of many. Now, I mean, Cardiff did have 3 big chances in this game. I mean, I did watch this game. I remember.
Yeah.
I don't massively remember any huge chances for Cardiff. It was a while ago, so I could be wrong. I mean, what do you think about that? Were we a little bit fortunate to get there?
I think, as you were saying before, that little bit of luck was involved.
Yeah.
Cardiff had 3 big chances, and I think that just sums up Cardiff's season, to be honest. Because you would look at Cardiff, obviously, were pretty much an established Premier League team a few years ago. One of them teams where they come down and think, they're going to be in a promotion fight straight away. They're going to go straight back up, but it just hasn't been the case. We saw them obviously have those 3 big chances, and I have rewatched them since. They are big chances to obviously bring the game back into their favour, but they didn't put us away. So I think fortune's definitely gone our way. So a little bit more of that, please.
Yeah, I mean, we did get a bit more of it against Stoke, which we'll go on to in a bit. No, I did notice looking at the stats. Obviously, Isaiah Jones's kind of plateau in form of recent continues. This isn't a dig at Jones. He's a cracking player and probably shattered, to be honest, because he's run many a mile this season.
You can't. And I said you can't really. He's had as you said, a recent plateau in form. The key word there is recent. When you look at it overall, what he's done this season and the threat that he's posed, you can't really fault the lad, to be honest. He's
absolutely.
He's an exceptional young talent, one for the future for definite.
Absolutely.
I'd be interested to see what happens with him next year.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at his heat maps from this game and quite a lot, earlier in the season when he was, for example, in that Derby game where he got 3 assists, his heat map, he's right up, like pretty much by the corner flag, going into the box as well. In this game, it might be on screen. I don't know. I don't do the editing. He's kind of at the halfway line. Yeah, no, me neither.
I mean, we are special, but we're not that special.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in our own way.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he's about on the halfway line, really, which suggests to me he was getting pushed back a lot by Perry NG, greatest name in football. I mean, he still won 7 of his 12 ground duels, but he seems to have been identified as the key threat, really, at the moment. So teams kind of just doubling up on him, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think they put that in perspective when Isaiah Jones, like, when you look at Isaiah Jones, I think obviously his performances earlier on in the season, he's obviously got, a lot of teams would have been looking at him as, I think you've mentioned this in your notes when I was looking, you can elaborate on it a bit more if you want, but, a lot of teams are going to look at him now and he's going to be their target. He's going to be the one who sort of like, power failure, who the people like sort of look to and like, Mom,
do you want to redo this bit?
No, it's all right. Well, we'll carry on. Just saving electricity. My mum likes that. So, I think obviously, these things happen. But I think that, when Isaiah Jones is playing, a lot of teams have been looked at him because of the performances earlier on the season. They've put him as the threat, and they're obviously going to put a few more men on him. They're going to obviously target him a bit more to not let him get into those danger areas where he loves. So I think you can't really blame Isaiah, to be honest. You can't. Because overall in the season he's been phenomenal. So you can't really fault the lad.
Yeah, I mean, I think over the recent games, one of the things is the lack of Matty Crooks, because a lot of these were for him earlier in the season, making those runs from deep. Which we don't really have other people that do as well. Maybe we just need a more potent threat down the left hand side to kind of balance it and exploit them all pushing over to the other side. I'm not the manager.
No.
But yeah, Bowler, as much as I love Mark Bowler, and he does dominate the championship for small success rate, he is, he's struggling a little bit, I think, since he came back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but moving on, just because I'm conscious of time, we've got a 40-minute limit on the Zoom meeting. I'm not technically proficient.
We're not that good on software. We don't know what's happening. We're trying to fix it.
Not really. But, speaking of technically proficient, Middlesbrough, segue, in a way. So the Stoke game. What are your thoughts on that, mate?
Yeah, I think the Stoke was a huge win. I don't think anyone expected 3 goals to be scored at all. But, obviously we got those 2 in very quick succession, and then which really like set the mood, like, we're still going to fight for this. And I remember saying to my dad before the game, it all comes down to how much the players actually want this. Yeah. Because if the players want this, they'll put in the performance today and they'll get that number of goals. They'll get that, performance, put a great game in. And that's what they did, because it just shows that we're still in the fight. 3 goals, obviously, narrows the goal difference down a bit. Yeah. Obviously, the late one conceded, which, made me did want to punch a few seats. But, you can't have everything. And obviously, Matty Crooks' return, got a brace, just shows how important he is to the side. We all thought he was having a little bit of a dip in form, but clearly he's coming back to show that he's still here for the club. He's still fighting for the badge. So, it was a great game overall. Great game. I enjoyed it. Yeah,
I think we all did, really. I mean, maybe the fact that after that 3-game rest, he's now scored 2 goals just suggested that he did need a break, that he just run into the ground, really. And Matty Crooks is back. So, I mean, running through the goals, the first one, it's good hold-up play from Sparar. That is something he's certainly good at, holding up the ball, bringing other people into play. He lays it off to McGree, gives it to Howson, who was, involved in, I think, one of the goals against Cardiff. Forgot the name of them. Here, lays it off to Crooks, and it's more luck, really. Another deflection carried it into the back.
We love a deflection.
Oh, we love a deflection. We also love an own goal. 2-0. Lewis Baker's probably his most important goal for us. So shout out Lewis Baker.
No disrespect to Lewis Baker, we love you, mate, but thank you very much.
Yeah, well, much appreciated. I don't really know. I mean, I think I know what he's trying. I think he's trying to head it.
Yeah, he's trying to head it over the bar. I think. Yeah, he's trying to like flick it over the bar.
Yeah, I think it's a risky play. Obviously hasn't worked for him. Puts it in the far corner. No. Great finish though. Maybe we should whack him up front. Suggestions. And then the third goal. I mean, are we a set piece team now? Yeah, I mean,
obviously, obviously in the games where we haven't had Matt Crooks over the past thing, we're missing his aerial threat in terms of set pieces. He loves a headed goal. So I think to say we're a set piece team is a bit too far because obviously we haven't had Matt Crooks for, was it five games he was banned for? Was it 3? Yeah, 3. So we haven't had him for 3 games. Obviously, when the set pieces come like that, and you need Matt Crooks in them areas to get the headers in. But I wouldn't say we're a set piece team. Obviously, set pieces are a huge part of football, and you have to try and convert as many of them as possible because there could be all the difference. But I think we have a good. We're good on set pieces, but I don't think we should rely solely on them, as any club shouldn't really.
Yeah, I mean, it was said slightly tongue in cheek. I haven't seen us do a routine like that for a while. Really, you've got kind of Fry and Crooks at the back post. Kind of circa England 2018 vibes. And they kind of split. Fry moves to the back post, Crooks into the 6-yard box. It's headed across and Crooks tapped it in. It's something I don't think we've really seen this season, an actual plan from a set piece. More of that, please. Because it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Now, you did mention the late goal we conceded. Punching of various chairs, or wanted punching of various chairs.
Yeah, the seats in front of me, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, like you said, goal difference is so crucial.
It was looking so promising.
Yeah.
3-0 up, you can't complain when you look at the goal difference between us and Sheffield United. Yeah. And then obviously 94th minute, and they go and snatch one back. You just think, gee, that just sums up our luck, and it could. I've said it could make all the difference, and if it does, I think we'll all be kicking ourselves. So
I mean, it absolutely could. The goal difference is so close. Things like that can be the difference. I mean, obviously, there's other things this season that could have been the difference. The loss to Hull springs to mind. But I mean, like in the loss to Hull, once again, goalkeeper mistake. It's been hotly debated this season, so we won't massively go into detail.
No, but we could be here for ages with that. Well, exactly. We've already covered it.
Exactly. So. But at this point, it feels like we can't escape these costly errors, really.
No, I think Daniels spill it?
He spills the shot.
He spills it, He spills it, and it's like obviously his first proper, not mistake since he's come back in. I think we said before on the last episode, Luke Daniels looking very promising. Obviously, keepers can't, you can't blame him. Keepers can't, hold on, save everything. You don't know how we're not there. We're not Daniels. Yeah. But obviously it is costly. It is a bit of a for God's sake moment. But we've got to obviously go to Preston, which we'll come on to, get a result there. Obviously I don't know what time it is now, but obviously Luton are playing Fulham at time of recording.
Yeah.
And then we've got, obviously Sheffield United against Fulham as well. So we're turning into part-time Craven Cottagers.
Yeah.
So we've just got to hope that, as you said, that our luck is on our side for these games, and hopefully we progress.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, ultimately, if we don't get it, it comes down to it's our fault, really. For the loss to Hull, and various other just disappointments throughout the season. It is mental how quickly things can change from a couple of weeks ago. Sitting pretty in 5th, looking, hey, we could get 3rd here, and now going into the final
day. It's just the Championship, isn't it?
In our hands. Well, exactly.
I think I saw something earlier. The Championship, I think it's over the last couple of seasons. I saw something on Twitter. Like the amount of times the Championship top spot and the playoff spot switch hands per season is phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
it's like because like obviously one team could be sat in 14th, and then they get a few streak of wins together. They're up into the near the playoff places. I love the championship. I've always said it, and I said I wouldn't really mind if we had another season in the championship next season because I like the thrill of the championship.
Well, this is it.
I think with the Premier League, you kind of know what you're getting, obviously, and like it's a bit of okay. We know that obviously Man City are all them are going to be up there. We've got to fight to kind of stay in it. But with the championship, I think that thing of anything could happen really comes into play. And I've always enjoyed championship football. I just think it's really entertaining. Obviously, the league is a class league to be in. So
yeah. I mean, I'm probably like you. We haven't really had much experience of Premier League football at the Riverside.
No.
So, I mean,
I think we can all choose to forget the 2016-17 season.
Yeah, let's just park that one. I mean, my only real memory from that season is watching us lose 3-0 to Liverpool. So
I think my only memory is that Gaston Ramirez's class goal against. I think it was Bournemouth. I think so.
Against Bournemouth. That was fun.
Yeah.
Shame how that panned out. But yeah, I think I've lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
So no, it's not your fault. We'll definitely cut this bit. I'm trying to find my place on the notes.
Is there any long pauses, by the way? Whoever's editing this, please just cut them out and just keep the convo going.
I'm trying to figure out how much time we've used because I feel like we might be going almost too fast at this point. Right. Well, we'll move on to the Preston game.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to the Preston game, final game of the season. Hasn't that snuck up on us? Bloody hell. Because like only yesterday I was, getting my season ticket. And here we are.
Renewing your season ticket.
I'd never had one before, gotta say. Never.
Haven't you?
Oh. No, well, no one in my family really likes football, so
right.
Don't blame me. Don't come for me, OurMFC fans, please. All three of you. I'm allowed to make that joke. It's fine. Jordan might hit me. So the Preston game, like I said, final game of the season. Everything riding on it really. It's going to
be a good weekend, I think, altogether. Looking at all the other teams around it, obviously, you're going to have teams fighting. Fulham are obviously going to be on that weekend, looking to secure the title. Sheffield United are going to go to Fulham looking to, clinch the playoff spot. So that should be a cracking game. Obviously, you've got games leading up to that, like Bournemouth and Notts Forest, which I'm sure will be a phenomenal game. I'm really looking forward to that one. So obviously moving on to Preston, we've got, I think, is it 6,000 fans going down to Preston? It's something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
About 5,000 or 6,000. I think that's amazing. Yeah. It shows the passion of the fans that we've got. We need, obviously, if we need the results to go our way as well, that's a massive part of it. Obviously, we need that little bit of luck that you mentioned, but we're still in the fight at the end of the day. It's still all to play for. We're not going to give up. I doubt we're going to give up. We're going to keep going. The last day of the season is going to be crucial.
Yeah. But
it's going to be a great game, great atmosphere, and I'm really looking forward to it. Saturday can't come quick enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the final day is always a bit manic. I mean, if you just look at the League One final day.
Oh yeah.
Scenes, crazy stuff going on over there. If it's anything like that, I mean, I'll probably have a heart attack. But if it goes in our favour, good fun, isn't it? I mean, like you said about the fans, once again, our away following.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think that's going to carry on in the next season, no matter what league we end up in, whether we end up in the Prem or stay in the Championship.
Yeah.
We are always going to have fans who follow us everywhere we go. I think one of my mates goes to every home and away game. I was like, I really respect your effort there. He's travelled. It's when you think of some of the games, it's a long way to go there and back. Like you've got to respect it. But obviously the fans are going to be a huge part of Saturday, roaring us on, and hopefully there'll be a party in Preston town centre on Saturday night.
Let's hope so. I think, Preston have won 2 of the last 5, and they're currently 14th. So they've basically got just pride and morale to play for.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be a big helping hand for us. The fact that they play for.
We've got a lot more to play for than them, so we've
absolutely.
We're obviously gonna. I think we're gonna come out. We are gonna come out like we did, against Stoke. We're gonna come out all guns blazing. We're gonna be like, as I said, it comes down to how much the players want it. We've obviously heard Wilder, and it would say how much he wants to manage us in the Premier League. Hopefully that energy gets leaked out to the players. Hopefully the players going on Saturday put in a performance, and we'll all be happy as Larry come Saturday night. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, with Sheffield United playing Fulham,
I mean, that could be seen as an advantage as well. Fulham are going to want to secure the title.
Yeah.
They're going to want to secure the title and go up as champions. As I said, it should be a great game between that, but hopefully we've got to see Fulham come out on top, and that gives us that extra chance.
Yeah, well, I mean, the only thing is if Fulham secure the title against Luton, I mean, they might all be on the champagne the night before Sheffield United. So just, any Alexander Mitrovic, if you're watching, bag some goals.
Please, mate. Yeah, I'll give you my signed shirt.
Yeah, well, I mean, he'd love that, I'm sure. So the majority of the time they're using a 3-4-1-2 this season. Surprise, surprise, championship team playing a 3 at the back. And last time out, Daniel Johnson played at left wing back. Now he's not usually a left wing back from what I recall, but he scored twice, got a further assist. Just something to note. It could be a danger if he plays there again. They might end up deploying him just to pin Jones back, make him run backwards, not let him get forward, like we saw in the Cardiff game. Just something.
I mean, because obviously, as I said, you're always gonna have, especially now the other teams in the league have established the threat that Jones has. They're always going to be thinking, right, he's the danger man. We're going to put more men on him, or we're going to, try and target him a bit more, get him, get them runs that he goes on less and less. It'll be interesting to see how that fares out. Hopefully, Isaiah, shows why he is the magic man and goes and starts, and hopefully rolls us onto a victory. But it's going to be a tough game. There's no denying it. It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, well,
we've got to go out and we've just got to show why we want to get up there, why we want to do it. And hopefully that mixed with a little bit of luck comes out with us in the playoffs. So we can only dream. Yeah,
I mean, how do you see the game going in terms of score prediction? Do you think we're getting top 6?
I don't know. I don't want to say anything and then it comes back and bites us on the bum, and then I've got the OurMFC army, at my front door, like, you stupid idiot.
Yeah.
As you said, all 3 of them. Yeah. So it's
very cool.
I'm not gonna say a score, but I think we'll win, because I think I'm very superstitious like that. I don't like to say scores and then watch things go
right
to keep it family friendly. Boobies up. So let's just So it's not. I'm not going to say a score, but we'll definitely win. I think we'll win, and I think that if Sheffield United, drop points against Fulham, we've got a phenomenal chance.
Yeah. I don't think we're getting top 6. I'm going to say it.
Oh.
I think Fulham secured the title against Luton. Sheffield United get something, and even if we do win, it doesn't matter.
To be honest, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind another season in the Championship. I said this about 5 minutes ago. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah. Obviously, we want to go to the Premier League. Obviously, it'd be great for the club. But we've got to think, if we go to the Premier League, would just come straight back down anyway.
Yeah.
And and then we're back to where we started and where we are now. So it's I won't really mind what happens, because you've got to think it's been good season for the most part. Obviously Chris Wilder showing why he probably is the right man for the job here. I think I wouldn't mind however it turns out, but it would be lovely to clinch the top 6 and try and get back to the big time. Yeah,
for sure, and just to have more away games at Man United. Yes, please.
What a night.
So just a final thing, just to end it off, because conscious of time, as previously mentioned. Just slightly more sour notes about the the recent booing of Aaron Connolly. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
To be honest, I apologise for anyone who I offend here, but I am torn between both sides of the argument here. Because on one hand, you know, he's our player. You're meant to be a fan of the club. If anything, you should be encouraging him, not booing him. You know, obviously, he hasn't been the best performance-wise. We can all admit that. He hasn't done what he was necessarily brought in for. He hasn't, you know, really posed a threat that we maybe wanted him to. But, you know, you really shouldn't be, if you're a fan, you really shouldn't be booing your own players. And I 100% respect that, because Aaron Connolly, you know, is obviously going to be on quite low confidence as it is. And, you know, to boo him is just going to, I think we saw it rip his shirt off, walk down the tunnel. It's just going to push him to the edge, really. But I think it's kind of understandable in a way. I'm not saying it's right that we're doing it. I'm just saying it's understandable in a way that we're doing it, because as fans, we are a massive part of the game. Sometimes we have to voice the displeasures in order for, you know, the higher ups to hear it and for us to actually see something happen. But, you know, I don't think we should be booing him, but it's kind of understandable why we are. But for the most part, I disagree with it. I really don't think we should be doing it, because it makes me feel bad for Aaron Connolly in a way, because he doesn't really deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, he's essentially just doing his job, or trying to.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, this is the way I always think about it. You know, I've never been in favour of booing a player, partly because I don't think it's ever going to help them improve, really.
No.
I think if someone was booing me while I was serving coffees, I don't think I'd make them better. And also, I think the key element here is just the negative effect mentally that can have on someone. You know, I mean, there might be arguments that a certain person's comments regarding Mother Teresa from previous week could have a negative effect. I mean, that is, for one, assuming that Aaron Connolly is one of the 3 big RMFC fans.
He's got post notifications on.
He loves it. He loves it. I think really, this is on my stance. Is there's a big difference, you know, from a light-hearted joke online from some specky ginger bloke to what to him, I imagine, when he was stood there about to come on the pitch, probably felt like 20,000 people just booing him.
And I put a tweet out about this last week when it was all like happening, or last week or the week before, whenever it was. You know, he's not, you know, you shouldn't really be booing him, because, you know, he's trying to just do his job as a striker, but, you know, you're not on the pitch. You're not there. You don't know what the situation is like for him as a person when he's there.
Yeah.
You know, you know, I saw some people say, you know, it's he's not getting the service and all of that sort of, you know, stuff like that. But to be honest, I think on one hand, you can't really blame him. He's just trying to do his job. He's not really, you know, he's playing championship football, which, you know, as you know, if you come down to Premier League, is a huge change anyway. So it's like, you know, I like Aaron Connolly. You know, I think he's not done what we expected him to do. But don't get me wrong, I like him. He's not, and I kind of feel bad for him in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we shouldn't be booing him at all.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think no matter how you feel about how a player's performing, unless they've done something horrendous, just don't boo players. Basically, your sausage.
And I've said it before. Like, some of the comments and like on Instagram, some of the tweets you see on Twitter about him are absolutely shocking, and something that a fan should never say to a player. I mean, I've seen some of the stuff. I'm not going to repeat on here, but some of the stuff I've seen put towards Aaron Connolly is it just makes you wonder. It just shows why Twitter's not the best place to be sometimes, because, like, you know, it's horrible, and something like no football player should ever get. You know, they're just trying to do their job. You know, they don't want to be threatened with all sorts, you know, like on social media. So it's kind of you can understand why he sort of ripped his shirt off, had a bit of a storm down the tunnel, because it's not all of that put together, accumulated, everything that's going on in his head is going to feel like a massive whirlwind, and he's going to be thinking, I can't be done with this anymore. Like, I can't be bothered, because, like, the fans don't like me. You know, I'm just trying to do my job, but they don't see that. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one, but yeah, I'm sure he'll pull back.
Yeah, I mean, going to the social media things. I realise we've been on this for quite a while now, but I think it is important to really impress how I don't think impressed is the right word, to really what's the word? Make it clear that it's an issue really that we should be stamping. I mean, there's several issues in football. We'd be here all day, but all year, to be honest. And I think online abuse isn't just a football issue, but it is something we see a lot. And that mixed with booing a player. Look, just don't be abusive. Just vent your frustrations and just get a punching bag. That's what I'd say. Play the drums. Any stress relieving tips, Matty?
I think the punching bag's a good one. I think maybe don't voice your opinions to the world on social media, because it could come back to bite you in the bum in the long term. You could say something that you think, I'm really angry, I'm going to go and tweet about this, but then it could affect you in the future. We've seen that happen before. So I'm just going to say, think before you tweet, guys, and think before you say something to someone, because you don't know what's going on with them. You don't know how they're feeling mentally, and you could just be adding to their struggles. And just think before you speak, guys. I think that's the main message coming out of this little bit.
Don't voice your opinions unless that opinion is how much you bloody love our content. And voice that.
If you want to say how much you love me and Ben and Jordan, then feel free to leave all the comments and tweets that you want. But
we encourage it, please.
Absolutely.
You can shout that at the games as well. That's fine.
I don't subscribe to OurMFC.
Hey, get the banners. And I think that'll about do it. So thank you for watching. Remember to take your RMFC banners to Preston. Let's cover the place with some beautiful branding. Matty, it's been a pleasure.
As always, mate. I just want to say as well, I've noticed a lot of people have been messaging me saying they listen on the podcast instead of the YouTube video. Right. If you do that on Spotify, make sure you save us to your library, like it, do all of that good stuff. I'm not really, big on the podcast world, but do what you want with your podcasts, like it and do all of that jazz. Same with YouTube as well. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, as long as it is, praising us and telling us that we are absolutely gorgeous blokes.
That's fine.
But
I always forget that Spotify exists, to be honest.
I know, a lot of people message me. They said like, I listen on the Spotify. I don't really see you doing it. And I was like, okay, but you might want to look at our gorgeous faces. But if you want to just listen, but if you want to just listen, then fair enough. So make sure you subscribe on all platforms. Do all of that jazz. Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Just like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one, probably with Jordan. So if you have,
provided he's not eating any more burgers.
Yeah, exactly. Go vegan, Jordan. All right, if you're watching this.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, that would take a while.
We'll catch you later, guys.
See you later. It's been a pleasure.